Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Here we are, number 400, and I'm doing something a little special for this one. I'm going to do Typo Negative, both Slow, Deep, and Hard, and Origin of the Feces. And there is a reason for this. They're more or less the same album. Now, a lot of people believe, and I don't know the stories, this is the problem, is there's been a few different variations in the stories and stuff like that over the years with these albums, okay? So, a lot of people believe that Origin of the Feces is literally the same recording sessions, just redone to make the band sound like they're doing a live performance. Now, from what I've been reading recently, the actual story is they went in, they re-recorded this album again, or re-recorded this album again, at least part of it, in here to replicate what it was like playing live over in Europe. There's 4 songs specifically from here that went over to here. And that is Unsuccessfully Coping with the Natural Beauty of Infidelity, I Know You're Fucking Someone Else, Gravitational Constant, G equals 6.67 times 10 to the exponent of negative 8, cm exponent negative 3, gm exponent negative 1, sec exponent negative 3 equals gravity. It ends at the SEC and then it becomes gravity. On this album it's gravity. Just gravity, that's it. Not gravitational constant, blah, 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 blah. Just gravity. Okay, sorry, screwed that up. That's how a typo is. Alright, then we got Prelude to Agony becomes Pain. And then we got Zero Tolerance becomes Kill You Tonight. Okay. Now, I've already talked about Unsuccessfully Coping with Natural Beauty of Infidelity. I actually just recently covered that when I covered Typo Negative's Least of the Worst. I have played Unsuccessfully Coping on stage. I love Unsuccessfully Coping. It is actually, I've played it acoustic on stage, never electric in its full giant glory. It is one of those things I would absolutely love to get a chance at doing at least once, but not the type of song for everybody. Okay, very vulgar, very violent, very, very offensive to women. Alright, now after that, we're going to continue on the Slow, Deep, and Hard album. After that, we get into Der Urtremisch. This one's got a little bit of controversy for it. Lyrics can definitely be misinterpreted as being racist and very, very racist and not nice. And yeah, there was a lot of shit over this one. A lot of shit. Matter of fact, there was so much shit over this one that is literally where the song Kill All the White People on the Bloody Kisses album came from, was how much crap they caught over this one. So they just released Kill All the White People and proved that no one gave a shit. Okay, moving on. Zero Tolerance, Kill You Tonight. Okay, so Peter Steele did not take his breakup that he was going through at this time very badly, which is why there was so much anger and hatred. It's not really towards women in general, it's towards a specific woman that lied to him, cheated on him, broke his heart, treated him like a complete piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Well, Zero Tolerance is him venting about how he would, love to get even. Now, this is not advocating violence against women. This is daydreaming insane scenarios and venting and using music as therapy. That's what this is, okay? So when you listen to this album, take it that way, especially when you hear the music and how angry the music is. And then we go into Prelude to Agony. Believe it or not, of all the songs on this album, Prelude to Agony is one of the ones I really think of the least on this album. And then we got the Glass Walls of Limbo dance mix. Typo was always really good about doing cool soundscapes and shit like that on their albums, and this was the very first time they ever kind of really did one. And well, this is not going to be for everybody. This is one of those things that at this point in the album, it's kind of a nice break after all the anger, after all the aggression, after everything like that. You kind of get going into this, and it's pretty decent. It's nice. And then you go from there into another song I have already covered, The Misinterpretation of Silence and Its Disastrous Consequences. The original version, not the remix. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's basically a minute and 4 seconds of silence. And then the album finishes with, let's see if I can do it right this time, gravitational constant. G equals 6.67 times 8 to the negative 8, or 10 to the negative 8th exponent centimeters negative, or cm, sorry. I'm not doing it again. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to put it up on the screen again. It's easier. Because, yeah, man. All right. First album Typo Negative released. Now, if this had been the first album I had heard from Typo Negative, would I have gotten into Typo Negative at this time in my life? Hell yeah, man. This album was so rude and mean and aggressive and everything else like that. Oh, this is my ultimate angry. This is my ultimate angry breakup album, man. When you gotta go through that part in your relation after you break up, where you gotta go through that angry and you gotta get all the toxicity up, and you gotta let it out, and you gotta vent the toxicity, just pure vile coming. This album, man. This is a man's breakup album, man. The girls got their little crying it. Man, you yell, you scream, you get it out of your system. So yes, every man should have this album in their collection. Most women will hate you for it if they hear it, but you should have it. Now, that does not apply the same to Origin of the Feces. Now, Origin of the Feces. All right, so I gotta do the back for you here because they have some fun. Now, I like the fact that Typo Negative basically released the same album twice. They added a couple songs. They had some fun with this. So, but they do artwork and they really have some fun with the artwork. And during this video, I'm gonna pop a lot of the artwork up if you haven't seen it already, because I really do dig on the artwork that they use and where it comes from and how it's, all that other fun stuff. So let's talk about the back. Ingredients: carbonated water, sodium benzenate, acetaminophen. I know you're fucking someone else. Methyl alcohol, FD&C, yellow number 5. Ludiminol, are you afraid? Prozac, riboflavin, partially hydrogenated soybean oil, gravity, lecithin, niacin, thiamine, mononitrate, pain, artificial flavors and coloring, Centrex, kill you tonight, dexamethasone, mono and diglycerides, hey Pete, sodium citrate, lactic acid, kill you tonight, blue number 2, and black number 1, paranoid. Okay, so songs. I know you're fucking someone else. As I've already mentioned, this is Unsuccessfully Coping with the Natural Beauty of Infidelity. I've talked about this song. I'm going to move on. Are You Afraid? This is this intro that I guess they were performing live. They didn't record it for the original recording sessions for Slow, Deep, and Hard. Apparently it was supposed to be in there. It didn't make it. They started using it, or or it was they wrote it while they were on stage and they started using it live while they were out on the tour and whatnot. So they recorded it this time around. And I really like it. Are You Afraid is one of those songs that I actually want to cover because it's one of those. It's got this great build up, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. It's meant as a lead into something else. And it's not necessarily lyrics everybody should listen to. There is definitely a trigger warning on those as the big thing climaxes with, goading a person goading themselves into self-deletion. I'm not going to quote the lyrics either, but, I just love the screaming of it. The way Peter Steele performs it is magnificent. Then you got Gravity. Gravity is wonderful. I didn't talk much about Gravity other than to screw up the title over and over again. Gravity is one of those songs that the poetry in it is wonderful, but I mean, just the simplicity of it sometimes too. Just the gravity is crushing me. It's crushing me. It's crushing me. It's simple. But mixed in the context with the rest of the lyrics and, just living life and basically, early variation of life is killing me. And then Pain, like I said, Prelude to Agony, not one of the songs I'm overly huge on from Typo Negative in general. And then you got Kill You Tonight. Now, they have some wicked fun when they produce this album. Because the way they did Kill You Tonight is they literally fake a bomb threat. Because it's recorded to sound like it's at a live club, if I haven't mentioned this already. So they fake a bomb threat. So they actually have to split up the song, and then they come back to the song a little bit later on. And it's really kind of fun what they put in there to do the whole bomb club. It's really cute. Then you get to Hey Pete. Now, Hey Pete is a cover of Hey Joe. You know it famously from Jimi Hendrix' Hey Joe. Originally, it was done by Billy Roberts. Now, I don't know if I've ever heard the Billy Roberts version, and after I'm done recording this, I am going to go listen to it. But I love Hey Joe. Great tune. It's obviously a song that doesn't get along very well nowadays as it advocates violence towards women. But it's weird how, Hey Joe is a perfect example of how things are flipped and backwards these days. Because, women can do a song about, taking out two-timing piece of shit men, but a man does a song about taking out a two-timing piece of shit woman, and it's a problem, so it's kind of... Okay. After Hey Pete, we go back to Kill You Tonight for the reprise. So that's really great, man. It's kind of like, they got cut off. They came back. They do Hey Joe to fuck around, get back into the groove. Or Hey Pete, sorry. And the reason they call it Hey Pete is they changed the lyrics from Hey Joe to Hey Pete. But other than that, they're similar. There's other lyrical differences. It's no longer a gun. It's now an axe. Stuff like that. They make it theirs. And then Kill You Tonight finishes off with the reprise. That finishes out the original album. Now, apparently, I did not know this either prior to doing the review for this, but there is one extra track on here that was not on the original release. It was on the reissue. I didn't know that the CD had a special reissue, and that's what this is the reissue. This is the reissue with the safe cover. I am not going to put the unsafe cover up because I don't want to get in trouble. It's basically Peter Steele's asshole spread wide open. Paranoid finishes off this album. Now, they had originally recorded this to go on the Nativity in Black album, which I've already covered. They ended up doing Black Sabbath on there instead because Megadeth specifically requested Paranoid. So they had to put it on here. Now, that is a good thing, because if I had heard Paranoid on NIB from Typo Negative, no, I would have hated Typo Negative. To this day, I really have to look at this version of Paranoid as its own completely separate beast. Because it is its own completely separate beast. Like, they even play the main riff from Iron Man throughout the entire song as well. And it's a really cool rendition, but I mean, like, when we have a joke within the band when we want to do a song and change it up significantly, we go, let's go typo on it. And that means we slow it the fuck down, down tune it, and just play it like we're playing Toxic Sludge, man. And it's because of their version of Paranoid that we started using it as a proper verb on how to slow down and down tune a song. We need to go typo on its ass. So the big question is, if you own this album, do you need to own this album? Yes, they're actually two totally different albums to listen to. Two completely different albums, and you can't make this album out of this album. You can't make this album out of this album mixed with other albums. Because, like I said, Are You Afraid? It's not available anywhere else other than on this album. Now, Hey Pete is on here, and you can get Hey Pete, which I've already covered off of Least of the Worst. That's right, there was 3 separate tracks between these 2 albums that made it on the Least of the Worst. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at here is you should own both. Now, if you are trying to figure out which one to start with, I personally recommend this one. This one's just a little more fun to start with. It's a little more enjoyable to start with. This one's a little hard, a little heavy. Between the two of them, I actually throw this one on more often than I throw this one on. Until I did the review, I hadn't listened to this one actually in quite a while. Just because I'm in a happy relationship and it doesn't work for me the same way anymore. Okay, anyways, folks, with that, I do thank you very much for joining me on this trip up to album review number 400, especially if you're one of my regular viewers that's been here since the beginning. This has been one hell of a trip. This has been one hell of a fun time. I really hope you enjoyed this review for these 2 albums. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think below. There is going to be more Typo Negative coming because I am not done covering Typo Negative yet. So, comments on what you think should be going on with Typo in the future. Alright. Like button, subscribe button, bell for notifications. Oh, I forgot to mention the link to Patreon down below. I'm going to mention Rumble and its various click on it to help me out buttons and locals. Peace, love, take care, and I'll see you when we start something new in 401.